Hello, my aspiring astronauts. My name is William, and I am part owner of WM Crypto Investments. Currently, I serve as a Conflux ambassador. This first video will be for beginners with a step-by-step guide into the Conflux chain network with an emphasis on NVIDIA GPUs. Conflux mining has been around since November 2020 and still has lots of room to grow in network size and development. The initial mining phase, or Genesis mining, allocated about 5 billion CFX to different groups within the community. This is detailed in the economic model explanation I'll have for you in a link below, with an endless supply thereafter to support CFX miners. Currently, the block reward is roughly 2 CFX per block. Number 1. I will show you from start to finish how to set up your first Conflux wallet. Number 2, I will show you how to use valid miners and how to set that up with an emphasis on T-Rex to be the most efficient and give you the most hash rate of all miners. Number 3, how to choose your mining pool from Mining Pool Stats Stream and to set up accounts if needed for certain mining pools. Let's go. The first step is to go ahead and go to the URL, which I will have a link below, to the Conflux portal. It will bring you to a page much like this one. I am currently using Firefox just to show you what a brand new setup would look like, though as normally I would use Chrome. Let's begin. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and create a wallet because we don't have one that we're going to be importing. So first you're going to want to go ahead and set up a password. Go ahead and see what it is. You'll want to keep this secret backup raise handy and make sure that it is not ever given to anybody else. Then you go ahead and click on all the appropriate words in the sequence that you saw previously. That's why you write it down. Go ahead and confirm. All done. So this is what a Conflux wallet looks like in their main page. It also will show up when you click on the extension links up here. If you want to go ahead and get a full copy of what your CFX address is, you can either click here or here on the main one. How you would get to this page normally is you would go ahead and click on the little extension here, click the triple dot here, and then hit the expand view. It'll bring you to the same page I showed you previously. Now, I would like to showcase the speed of the Conflux network. I'll go ahead and send some Conflux to this address on an existing account. Go ahead and just send a few. And as you can see, there is no gas fee tied to sending from Conflux to Conflux address. Let's go ahead and confirm. There we go. Within seconds, I already have some Conflux in my brand new wallet that I created. That is awesome. So the next step is going to be choosing your NVIDIA miner. I suggest using the T-Rex miner, which I will be providing a link to below. Here is the page that it will take you to. Now I'm going to have a diagram explaining exactly why you would choose CUDA 10 and CUDA 11 for Windows especially. So the basic understanding is that CUDA 10 is for older GPUs, which can be used by the 10 series or 1000 series, or the 20 series or 2000 series GPUs. So if you're running a rig that runs the 1 series or 2 series, you'll want to use CUDA 10. Now, if you're using a 3 series new from NVIDIA, you'll go ahead and want to use CUDA 11. Another thing to note is that the 2 series can be used on either CUDA 10 or CUDA 11. So if you're running a 1 and 2 series, you'll go ahead and want to use the CUDA 10. And then if you're using a 2 or 3 series rig together, you'll go ahead and want to use CUDA 11. As for more specifics on the 2 series for NVIDIA, there is essentially no speed changes between being in CUDA 10 or CUDA 11. It's about the same. So since I'm running Windows, I'm going to go ahead and start with CUDA 11 here. Go ahead and unzip the folder. So the miner already has a lot of pre-built mining bats for you to use, Nano, Woolly, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the website called miningpoolstats.stream. This is where you're able to see all the different miners available on the Conflux network at this time. I'll go ahead and start from top to bottom with the exclusion of B-pool, which I do not have an account for. F2 pool and B2 and B-pool are 2 pools that you need to have an account for, and you can't really do any anonymous mining per se. So I'm going to bring up F2 pool here and show you, once you've created your account, you're going to want to go up to your username up here, hit account settings. It will bring you to this area where you'll have your mining accounts. You'll want to add a new account, and then I like to keep it the same name as my username just for easier remembering. And then you'll want to go ahead and choose CFX on the bar here. You may have to scroll. And once you do that, you'll be able to add a payout address. This payout address is your account here. So essentially you'll want to copy it, and then you'll want to add the address in here. So the biggest difference is that I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of an existing bat file. I'm going to head and go and call this F2 pool. The biggest difference here being is that instead of putting a wallet address, you're actually going to go ahead and put your mining address. So in my case, from earlier, you want to have it like that. We're going to need to save that. Go ahead and run it. Then as you can see, it successfully launched it and had no problems with my mining account name. So that's the biggest difference between using your actual CFX address and then using an account that you would use on B pool or F2 pool. Moving on to pool flare. So this is the pool flare interface here. You'll want to go ahead and choose the appropriate area that you want to connect to. I live in the US, so I would need to use the stratum for this right here. I'll go ahead and make another copy. Go ahead and go and call this pool flare. Be sure to always edit the wallet address. Go ahead and copy. For a lot of pools, you'll need to add your email in order to make changes to how often you get paid or at what amount of CFX you get paid. It's just not the case for Pool Flare. They just essentially pay you every hour once you hit a threshold. I do that, and then we need to grab this. Don't forget to save. Run it again. You can see that. I'll let it run for a second to show you that it works. And then you can look up how your miner is doing by putting it in up here. Please note it takes about 5 minutes for most websites to recognize that your miner is working properly. So you can see that there were no errors and everything went through just fine. Now there's already one made for Wooly Pooly. I'll go ahead and add my Conflux address. And then this is essentially where you can name your rig. So when you bring it up on the website, that's how you would differentiate one computer from another. A few things I'd like to point out about Wooly Pooly. You can choose either to be a part of a pool with the PPLNS payout, which is basically pay per last, N shares, last number of shares, or you can solo pool mine. So notice that there's actually a different port for solo. So solo is 3095 at the end, EU, USA, Asia server. And then for the pool, it's actually 3094. It's very important to know that distinction because you don't want to be mining the incorrect method that you may not prefer. So after you have your first reward or your first block that you've mined, a little area up here will actually let you determine your minimum or maximum amount of CFX that they will send you at a time once the blocks have been confirmed. Going to go ahead and move on to Nanopool. Nanopool's already been made for you, so much like before. Nanopool is kind of important. You'll want to choose the correct stratum. And then you'll definitely want to put your email here. You essentially need to have an email there to change anything that you wanted to do in terms of payout. This is how essentially the website knows that you own this miner, by having your email put in here. And then when you go through and look up your miner on the address, you'll put in your email that you put into your rig, and then it will allow you to change settings. Hero Miners is just the same, so we don't have one for that, so we're gonna go ahead and create another one. Now going back to the mining full stat stream, I'd like you to be aware of the mining pool type fees. So it tells you here in the middle, as long as your screen is big enough, what they charge for the different types of payouts. So here you can actually see which ones allow you to do solo and which ones have you pay per share, which is basically PPS or PPLNS. Other things to note is when you scroll down to the bottom, it'll give you the main Conflux website along with the Explorer to look at transactions, our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, a calculator that you can use to determine your rough income. There's 2 websites that you can get information about how Conflux is doing. At the moment, CoinMarketCap is the only one that's providing the correct circulating amount of tokens. CoinGecko has not updated it yet. I will show you what that looks like. So if you look here, you'll see that I actually have a circulating supply. Realize that circulating supply is different than the max total supply, which is an infinite amount. If we go to CoinGecko, there is essentially no information here. And that, my friends, is how you mine for Conflux. If you could please go ahead and like or thumbs up the video, that would be much appreciated. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.